the woman dragged her exhausted body home, only to see the intern from the radio station leaning on her husband's shoulder. The intern jumped up in shock when she saw the wife arrive, hastily explaining that the boss had been drunk, and she stayed only because she was worried about his upset stomach. The woman remained calm, and softly said she didn't mind, even thanked the intern for taking care of her husband. But the intern put on the airs of a hostess, reminding the wife to give the boss some honey water. Then she picked up her scattered high heels from the floor, and quickly fled the scene. But the woman didn't care about her drunk husband. She quietly picked up their only photo together from the floor, staring at the shattered glass. She finally realized how reckless they were when she wasn't home. Yet the woman didn't question her husband. Instead, she placed their last photo back where it belonged. When the husband sobered up, the divorce papers were already on the table, and she had gone to pick up their son from school. The boss grabbed her arm, wanting to understand the reason, but the reason she wanted a divorce was because she had a near-death emergency on a flight the day before, thinking she might never see her son and husband again. After landing safely, she immediately called her husband, but no one ever answered, until he eventually turned off his phone in frustration. In that moment she understood that 7 years of love meant less than a single phone call. So when she came home and saw the closeness between her husband and the intern, she wasn't angry, just genuinely disgusted. After she asked for a divorce, the boss felt no guilt at all. He even showed up at school to threaten her, saying she was being selfish. That divorce would ruin their son's future, mocking her pitiful salary, saying she could never afford to raise a child, and since she lived off his money, she had no right to defy him. The woman just gave a cold laugh, and asked him which kid in the school was his son. The boss couldn't even recognize him. She found it laughable, said nothing more and walked straight into the classroom, gently waking her son to take him home. At that moment she began to seriously doubt the relationship that had lasted 4 years before marriage and 3 after. On the way home, her husband got a call from the intern. He flirted openly with her on the phone. Watching her husband speak so tenderly, the woman suddenly realized it had been ages since he had spoken to her like that. Thinking back to everything that just happened, she made a selfish decision on the spot. After their child fell asleep, the boss grabbed her, saying he didn't want to waste time on suspicion. As long as she stayed in her role as the wife, he could meet any of her demands. She replied in disappointment. If it were about money, she wouldn't have chosen him 7 years ago. But the boss thought she was just throwing a tantrum, even claiming she would come back begging within 3 days. But the woman was determined to end this ridiculous marriage. The next day, she went to work at the TV station as usual. In the studio, the host and the intern were arguing fiercely over a last-minute replacement. Turns out the man had secretly replaced the host with the intern. Just as the host was about to strike, the woman stepped in to stop her. The intern looked innocent, saying she had no idea about the change, and that the man didn't inform her either. Her words were full of hidden provocation. The woman saw right through it, but didn't want to argue anymore. She turned and walked out, and directly called the boss.